Viewers, as we are aware, battle of narratives has truly and tragically become the bedrock of international politics, and it is once again playing out in light of the war in Israel. The latest is the war of versions over the horrific attack on Ahli Hospital that has claimed over 500 lives. This attack has triggered a massive blame game. Israel has denied involvement and blamed Islamic Jihad. IDF has released radar pic, video clip and audio tape. I have with me Tal Hagin, who is an investigative analyst, and he will help us understand this information warfare closely. Tal, welcome to the show. Let me begin by asking you, the hospital strike in Gaza has triggered outrage. More than 500 people are said to have been killed. Now there is a debate on who's behind this. What is your assessment?
Thank you very much for having me on. Of course, from what we know from last night, the Palestinian Ministry of Health, which is run by Hamas, stated that roughly 500 people had been killed in the supposed attack. As time went on, the IDF refused to take responsibility for the attack, saying that they were not responsible, and later on releasing different types of imagery, videos, and reports to showcase that it was actually a misfire by a Palestinian Islamic Jihad rocket. There has been a lot of contentious discussions online regarding whether or not this is true or false. And because of my own practice regarding media analysis, I decided to conduct my own investigation into this using my own techniques and as well as other open source intelligence analysts online. And I've currently come to the conclusion that it is not conclusive whether or not it was the result of the IDF or the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. But my analysis at the moment concludes that with the available evidence that we have, that it was most likely a misfired rocket by the Palestinian Islamic Jihad or Hamas.
Well, Tal, this conflict has also triggered an information war, battle of versions. Has truth become a casualty now?
I think that during war, truth is always a casualty, and I tend to try to look at people and what they post in a more naive sense, and I don't think that people always do it to be manipulative or to harm the other side or to lie outright. In a war zone, things move fast. Information moves really, really fast. And if I'm in the mindset that the IDF is currently, we already know that the IDF has been striking multiple targets in Gaza over the past few days and has resulted in a lot of civilian casualties, then there's no reason for me then not to believe this was also the result of an IDF strike. And on the other side, the Israelis, they believe that the IDF is only attacking targets that are legitimate military targets. And so there's no reason why the IDF would attack a hospital. And therefore, it's not the IDF outright. And so we then latch onto information that gets put online that fits into this narrative, not even checking if it's true or not.
Well, Tal, before letting you go, can you please suggest some tools that a common person who is witnessing the war and consuming the information coming out on such a wide range, can you suggest some tools that can help a common person to verify what he's consuming is actually a truth or not?
I think that I wouldn't suggest a tool, but actually something that I think that people should and internalize is patience. As in, you're not going to get all the information out right away. I would give it a few days, especially on such contentious issues like a hospital allegedly being directly bombed, which of course changes the tide of the information and how we perceive this current war. And so when there are very, very big and drastic events that occur, give it a few days, question what you're seeing online, but also be careful about this, because understand from the perspective of the individual who was bombed or shot or harmed, they think that you're just trying to question their narrative and question their legitimacy, when really you're just trying to wait for all the information to come out. So be aware of that when you're waiting for the information.
Well, Tal, a key takeaway is patience. And thank you so much, Tal, for bringing us this piece of information and how it is important to consume factual information when we are amid a war. Well, thank you, Hal.